I've had many impressive shifts and transformation in my life, but I think one of the most telling and the most impressive one is a story about how I transformed a relationship in my life. Because in the past, many years ago, I've been stuck in toxic relationship for several years. I've been dating a man who was already married, and even if I knew that there was no future, I knew all the consequences that I have from this. I think I was not fully aware of what I was doing, but for sure I was aware, at least partially, about it's been wrong and it's been destructive, and that I was hurting not only myself but also other people. I tried to end this relationship many times. We were breaking up, but then after several days we were getting back together, because the problem of any toxic relationship is usually they like a drug to you. You're getting addicted to this person, even if you knowing how bad you will feel, even you understand that all the problems that you're getting, all the problems that you're creating, you continue this just for these short moments that make you kind of happy, or you think so, because it feels that even if you feel really bad with this person, without him or her, you feel even worse. And this is how you can understand if the relationship that you're having can be toxic. You can't end them, even if you want. You at some points you understand that you really want to end it. You don't want to continue this way, but for some reason you just can't. So I was going through this for several years. I was suffering a lot, and I think I was also a bit delusional. I think I didn't realize much my responsibility. I was feeling like a victim in all this story, and that's what happens to us when we're making some wrong choices or decisions. Quite often we feel powerless, hopeless. We feel like a victim. We feel that we can't get what we really want, that we can't change, that we can't do anything. That's a trap that you can get into, and that you can be stuck for a lot of time. I really believed for quite some time that I loved this man and that it was real. Even I knew very well that it will end at some point. But going through all this actually helped me to start a quite serious process of healing and of transformation that were triggered by this relationship, by all these breakups, by getting back together, and all the things that were happening with me, all the feelings that were I having, all the suffering that I was going through. All the stuff were forcing me to search what is really wrong and what I can do to change it and to end it. While searching and trying, and also going to therapy, I was seeing more and more that what we get in our life, in our reality, especially in our relation with other people, is very often a reflection of what we have inside. Not only just our beliefs, not only our relationship with ourselves, but also quite a big part is our old childhood traumas. For example, in my case, I felt neglected as a child. I also felt abandoned. I will not tell the story here because it's quite long, but that's what I got during my childhood. The strong feeling of rejection, the fear of rejection, and the strong need of being loved, accepted, appreciated by someone. Very low self-esteem, feeling of being unworthy, not enough, and kind of get used that I don't feel valuable, that I don't feel appreciated, that I don't feel loved and treated well in some way. When I went deep into finding roots of me being me in this way, who for some reason started this kind of relationship, going through this, I was seeing more and more clear how bad was my relationship with myself, that I didn't love myself almost at all. I was feeling completely unworthy, always not good enough, something was always wrong with me, and somewhere very deep in my subconscious, I believed that that's the only relationship I can get, the only relationship that I deserve, that I can't do anything better than this. And that's how I started to change it. I started going back to the situation in my past that gave me this feeling, what was happening with my father and with my mother, and how it's influenced me. All the pain and the feelings that were blocked, that were not processed, I start facing them, I start living them, I start addressing this, and I start healing. I was also working a lot on my self-esteem and self-love as well. I was finding and challenging all the beliefs, all the limiting beliefs that I had about myself, about relationship in general. By digging all this, by changing all this, I was changing. And why I'm saying also here that usually we attract something in our life that we already have inside, because when I managed to end this relationship, I remember on one of sessions with my therapist, I was telling, like, I understood everything. I understood how bad and wrong was this. I will never, never date a married man again. And the irony of life is few months later after this therapy session, I met another guy, and he was also married, and then we dated for almost a year before I managed to completely end this toxic cycle in my life. I remember that we broke up after I was doing a lot of work and healing, and especially I was focused on self-love. Then later I went very deeply into childhood trauma healing. It was very challenging, difficult period, because I remember for 2 weeks I was so depressed. I was relieving all this pain, the pain of not being loved, of this feeling that I had a feeling that I had as a child, for some reason, that my mother doesn't love me, doesn't need me, that I kind of don't have any place in this world, there is no reason for me to be here. All these feelings were coming. Then a lot of anger and rage. I actually had a lot of suppressed anger in my childhood. I had some strong block. For me, expressing anger was something forbidden. Now, much years later, I did this main healing work. I'm still sometimes coming to this pattern that I don't allow myself anger. No, I'm allowing more and more, but there is still quite a lot of anger. So I relieved a lot of pain. I did a lot of healing work, and after this I changed so much. My relationship with myself became so different. I started being more like a friend to myself. I started giving myself what I needed. I started loving myself more. I started feeling more happy just being alone, just being with myself. And it's a very long journey. I can't cover everything here, but on my channel you can find a lot of other videos when I'm sharing what was helping me in different periods in my life, and you can use this. And just a few months later, after I did all this deep healing work, I met my husband, and it was completely different relationship. I've been using a dating website for some time before I met him, and without any success. But then, yeah, with him everything was completely different, and I remember how I already didn't feel this strong need of someone kind of showing and telling me that I'm okay, that everything is okay with me. I was giving these feelings to myself already, and this relationship started in a very different way. It was actually a long-distance relationship for some time. We lived in different countries, but we were meeting quite often. And after less than a year and a half, we got married, and several days ago we celebrated our 6-year anniversary. So I can say that what I was doing and what I've changed was not just some temporary solution. It's something that completely fixed this inner issue, the issue that was keeping me stuck in a toxic relationship by being completely unhappy, but by always missing something, always suffering, always feeling that something is not okay with me, always searching for someone else to prove me that I'm okay, that I deserve love, that I deserve life, that I deserve happiness. All these things you should always give first to yourself, by yourself, and only after this you can find other people that will reflect these inner feelings, this inner relationship that you have with yourself.